Atletico Madrid's transfer activity will be forcefully limited this summer. Real Madrid continue to flirtatiously bat their eyes in the direction of David de Gea, while Manchester United deny that any flirtatious eye-batting has occurred. Chelsea's already strong midfield might be getting even stronger. Manchester City's new goalkeeper should remember that his Twitter history is easily searchable, and Carlos Tevez had a goal wrongly disallowed, and it seems the entire Chinese soccer system is to blame. It's Thursday, June 1st, 2017, which means happy birthday to both Javier Hernandez and former U.S. national teamer Tony Sena. That's right, it's a double CONCACAF birthday special. From Dirty Tackle, Howler Magazine, and the Total Soccer Show, this is The Goalmouth, your daily serving of bite-sized soccer news. Now let's get to some newsing. Up first, the Court of Arbitration for Sport has dismissed Atletico Madrid's appeal against their summer transfer ban. The Spanish club had hoped to overturn the restriction that was initially put in place by FIFA's disciplinary committee and prohibits the registration of any new players until January 2018. The court did reduce the club's financial penalty, but that probably won't come as much cause for celebration, given that the La Liga club won't be able to sign any new players during the summer window. It could also necessitate changes in the transfer policies of both Manchester clubs. City had been strongly linked with a £44 million move for Lucas Hernandez, and United had been strongly linked to Antoine Griezmann. Since Atletico won't be able to replace any summer losses, they will be less inclined than ever to part ways with both their current star player and their possible future star player. Speaking of clubs desperately trying to hold on to their top talents, Sky is reporting that Manchester United have turned down a £60 million bid for David de Gea from Huddersfield. Just kidding. That bid obviously reportedly came from Real Madrid, who the newspapers seem to believe is destined to be the future home of the Spanish goalkeeper. This does seem like a logical rumor, given the way Fax Machine Gate played out last time. Maybe Madrid are intent on getting their business done early. United, for their part, have indicated that David de Gea is absolutely not for sale and will not be leaving this summer, until, of course, Real Madrid up their offer to $70 million, then all bets are off. Unless, of course, you're Sky Sports, who, as Ryan told you a while back, have a vested interest in making sure that all bets remain very much on, so that Sky Bet continues to rake in the profits. Keep that little bit of information in mind when I next tell you that Manchester United officials say they haven't received any such offer. According to the BBC's Simon Stone, quote, "If Real have bid £60 million for De Gea, they haven't been speaking to the right person. Manchester United are not aware of any offer," end quote. Now, there is, of course, a chance that this is all gamesmanship from both parties. But there is also a chance that this is Sky trying to make money off of people wagering on what will no doubt be one of the most talked about transfer sagas of the summer. Put more simply, people, do not bet on transfer rumors. To paraphrase Shakespeare, that way lies madness. Let us shun that. No more of that. Anyway, back to the rumor mill. United may or may not be losing a player, but they also may or may not be gaining one. That's because, according to The Independent, Chelsea may sell, they won't. Midfielder Nemanja Matic, they won't. To the Red Devils, they won't. In order to subsidize the acquisition of Timu Bakayoko, they probably will. According to multiple sources, the current Monaco midfielder will soon be a former Monaco midfielder, as Chelsea are intent on bringing him to the Premier League for a cool €42 million. The club has allegedly offered the French international. He has one cap, so that counts as an international. They've offered him a 5-year deal, but his signature is contingent upon Antonio Conte signing a contract extension. It's a pretty risky move, I have to say. Not for Chelsea, obviously, but for the balance of the Premier League as a whole, because a midfield of N'Golo Kante and Bakayoko and maybe Nemanja Matic might not allow a single goal next season, and that's coming from a non-Chelsea supporter. Staying in the Premier League, Manchester City have officially signed goalkeeper Ederson from Benfica for a paltry €40 million. The deal, which was announced via Benfica's Portuguese language website and was made understandable to me courtesy of Google Translate, includes a provision that 50% of that fee goes to third parties, meaning that Benfica will receive €20 million, Rio Ave, Ederson's former club, will get €12 million, and super agent George Mendes will get €8 million. The 23-year-old Ederson arrives at City excited to get screamed at if he kicks the ball further than 30 yards, and aware of the fact that, this time last year, he tweeted that Pep Guardiola was, quote, a bald cheat, end quote. That's probably not the best way to start off a new job, but I'm sure Ederson won't have anything to worry about. Pep Guardiola isn't famously intense and hyper-focused on little details. Nope, not at all. All's good. And it is at this point worth noting that some transfers send players to new environments where they can develop their skills and become more well-rounded players. And others send Carlos Tevez to China. The 3-time South American Footballer of the Year has been suiting up for Shanghai Shenhua since early March, and he doesn't appear to have enjoyed his time in the Chinese Super League. During an interview with Spanish TV station Movistar, Tevez was asked about the state of the game in China. He responded, quote, "I don't think they will be able to compete with any of the big European sides. I don't think they will get there in 50 years. They aren't very physical, but I think they are very naive. Without meaning to, they can do you damage with a kick because they are clumsy," end quote. To be fair, these comments came only a day after Tevez had a lovely slaloming goal incorrectly ruled out for an erroneous handball. So maybe that informed his anger just a little bit. It probably did, if past is precedent, which it is for Carlos Tevez. And with that, we've come to the end of yet another Goalmouth episode. You can explore all these stories in more depth by subscribing to our newsletter. The link, as ever, is in the show notes. Before I go, I wanted to say 2 quick words of congratulations. First one goes to Christos FC, who defeated Chicago FC United 1-0 in U.S. Open Cup play. Christos FC are an amateur side out of Baltimore. They previously defeated our own Richmond Kickers of the USL. They will now advance to play DC United of Major League Soccer, so that's DC versus Baltimore, regional rivalry there. Second, congratulations to the US U20s. They crushed New Zealand 6-0 in the knockout round of the U20 World Cup. Goals for Josh Sargent, Jeremy Abobase, Brooks Lennon, Justin Glad, Austin Trusty, and Lagos Kunga. Well done, gentlemen. They advanced to the quarterfinal round against Venezuela. That game will be on June 4th. And all that said, I've been Taylor Rockwell. Ryan Bailey will be with you tomorrow. Until then, here's your Goalmouth top tip. Once again, do not wager on transfer rumors, for that way lies madness.